few. We're gonna do a creamy corn soup. Again, this is also really like nice and hearty for the winter. Our ingredients: butternut squash. I actually have some that I already diced, but this is like the neck of the butternut squash. I'll show you how easy it is to peel. Onion, uh, some corn, and this corn comes from my frozen bag I had. Actually, I was running low on it, but it's about a cup. So you probably can use a little bit more, like a cup and a half. This is for like about 4 people. And medium, this is relatively small butternut squash. I actually have a little bit more left over. This is acorn squash that I steamed and then I kind of mashed together. So I'm gonna add it in there. And some carrots if you'd like, and a little scallion and chickpeas or garbanzos for garnish at the end. So here we have, I put some vegetable stock. Actually, I made some soup and and look at this. It has like still the onions. I put a little bit of mushroom powder that gives it a little color. And it still has some onions, some celery, and some carrots in there. And that's fine. This is going to be a pureed soup. So I'm actually, at the end of the day, everything's going to get pureed. So just so you know, we can actually just add the extra vegetable. The more the merrier for it. So now let's quickly prep here what our butternut squash. You can use a peeler and just peel up until you see that you see like a bright orange color. If it's light, a little light white, give it a couple passes, but it's really easy. Or you can do it not with a peeler. Some people still want to practice their knife skills. So go with your knife and go around. And also this is the neck of the butternut squash, which is easy. If you, with the other half, you still do it the other half before you cut it in half so it can stand up well and give you a firm base for cutting it. So if you see, pretty much done, you can just make sure none of the other. So now it's like nice color all around it. Maybe a little bit more here. And that's it. So we're going to dice. And because we're going to puree this, we do not need to dice it really thin, bite-sized pieces. It's up to you. If you want it a little chunky, I like this creamy, but if you like this soup chunky, you can also cut it slightly smaller bite-sized pieces. And then before you puree, don't forget, save some of the vegetables and then put them in a little bowl or something, save them, and then you puree the rest of them. Then you make the base and then you can add it. And that's it. So now we're going to go ahead and put these on my soup. I'm already turning it on. An onion, always a good onion, always good to have. Again, you do not need to chop fine. Look at how I'm just like chopping down once and down the other way. That's it. There it goes. I started boiling it. Don't forget, I am always a fan in any kind of soups or stews to put a bay leaf right in there. But once you cook it, then make sure you remove it before pureeing. Otherwise, those are still hard anyway, and you don't want those pureed. And then I have a couple of carrots just because I had them. I peeled them. So I'm going to dice them. If you think it's a lot of orange, yes, it is. A lot of orange means a lot of vitamin E, which is great for your skin. So it's another great colorful. So now everything's in there. So then you have your corn. This can be fresh or frozen, doesn't matter, it's the same. So this one is, you can leave it whole, but part of it, as I was saying, so you can save some if you don't want to puree the whole thing. But it's interesting. So these, it turns out, I'm sure you know it because you've had the experience, but we don't have the enzyme or like, we cannot break down the outer skin of corn. If you've ever noticed, you eat your corn on the cob, and maybe you don't chew it, maybe do it very well job of chewing. So you'll be reminded what you had later another day, because basically you'll pass these ones and they can go intact without absorbing it. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you can still chew, do a better job chewing, as you should always do when you're eating. The better you chew, the better you digest. But breaking these down, we cannot break them by ourselves. So we need to chew them. That's why, or we don't have the enzymes. A lot of animals have, and it's called cellulose, and they can break down really easily this, but not us. So a great way of doing it also is by adding it and then pureeing them. So you're gonna bring it to a simmer and then start. You can leave it uncovered or slightly covered and cook it for like around maybe 15 minutes, not really that much. I'm going to show you one that I cooked already where the butternut squash is already cooked. So remember what I was saying, make sure to remove the bay leaf. So see my vegetable stock that I had a little bit of potatoes, that is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, in here, I'm going to add my corn. You can thaw it. It says, I'm just going to add all of it. If you want, I want it smooth, this one. So, and then I'll add a little bit more of my other squash. That's good. So in goes directly. So you could just let it warm a little bit. I'm going to put it in the blender and make the puree so you can see the consistency. Okay. Later, we're going to decorate with our scallion and our chickpeas, but let me puree this quickly. So here is my blended soup. So putting it back on the heat. So you can bring it to a simmer and that'll be ready. So you can look at that, this creamy. So basically when you blend the corn, it makes its own creamy milk. You don't need to add milk or anything like that. This is really creamy as is. As we're saying, if you want to go plant-based, you can do that. So I want to show you one more thing before we plate our soup. So for the plating, just for garnish, I have a little chopped parsley. Or cilantro would be better for this, but I don't have it. So you do what you do. I'm gonna have my scallions. If you like a little bit of chili flakes in it, that would be great too for flavoring if you like spice. A little goes a long way. I like spicy things when it's cold. Well, actually, when it's cold and when it's warm, because I love spicy things. So anyway, so that's here. And then I have some cooked chickpeas. These are a couple of tablespoons just because I had them, and it's a good option too for adding protein. This is getting a little simmer. It's here. So go like that. Pour it. It's really creamy. Smells really good. Make sure to taste it. Salt and pepper is needed. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the scallions and then add my chickpeas. I have a little bit of the liquid of the chickpeas, which are absolutely great. And then just a little bit of parsley. You can mix it. And that's great. I wanted to also show you a different version. Because this creamy is almost like, you can almost think of it as like a creamy sauce. So what I've done here is I had a little bit of refried beans in here. So what I did is filled a couple of tortillas with the beans. They're just like filled and they're warm. And so just like that, you're gonna make, if you put a little bit of spice in it, it'll be almost like a salsa. So what you do is just go ahead with the sauce and just decorate, and you make your own enchiladas with the same sauce. I'm always about using a lot of these in different ways. So you can, sometimes you get bored of it, you make a big batch and you get bored, then you can decorate it exactly with some of the scallions. And I have a little bit of chili flakes just to give it a little kick that I like. Just like that. And then you have like a version of enchilada. Those are good ideas for plant-based and lots of proteins, lots of vegetables, vitamins, and fiber too. Great, thank you everyone.
Take care everyone, bye.
Take care everyone.